for days. Let's check that we're live. Oops.
Hi, if anybody's here.
Because Alicia was late, you guys.
I was really late.
She was in the wrong. In your defense, though, I did create a bunch of events all of a sudden. So it's very. I was afraid that I was going to delete the StreamYard link in the document, and then I was just like, oh no. So I'm glad I didn't do that. But yeah, as you can see, I actually have them all through September. Don't ask me if I have everything on Facebook.
We're live right now.
But woohoo!
We're live.
So yeah. Hello everybody. We are here probably not going to be discussing for very long. Mansplainer by Avery Flynn.
I have thoughts.
I have so many thoughts. I read this book a while ago, and just thinking about it makes me annoyed.
I didn't. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something, and Alicia, I don't want you to feel bad. Hey Shannon.
Hi Shannon.
I didn't notice it until you told me. You were just like, God, I'm so annoyed with all of them. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, I think I'm sorry. Because I wasn't feeling it as much. I would have gotten to the end and come to that conclusion. But at the same time, I was just like, I wasn't feeling it until you mentioned it. And I was like, maybe this is why I just don't look forward to picking up this book. Maybe I've just been lying.
It's not even that long. And I'm just like, oh my God, I just want it over with.
I know. I actually picked up the audiobook because I was just like, this needs to end.
But I liked him, but like, considering, okay, I know we're jumping into this. I'm so sorry. Okay, considering.
We can't stop. I'm just going to say hi to everybody. Yay. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Considering how much she talked about how much she thinks about him banging her, the sex scenes were really bad.
They were not even sex scenes. I'm sorry. I was expecting
they were like he entered her and came in 2 seconds. I was like, what?
Charles, did we read?
It was on the sweatpants one.
Oh, okay. That was
a good one.
They were not even having sex. That was like giving himself a hand job. It doesn't count. I mean, yes, that was spicy. I loved it.
That was good. I feel like the trend is like now most romance writers, they write really good tease scenes.
Yes.
Where they actually get to doing the deed. It's like do, stress, end a chapter. Like, and honestly, it's done within a page or two. You're like,
yeah, I'm just like we build up. Like the build up was good, but then like we had the first sex scene, and then she went back to the build up, and I'm just like, you're building up to nothing though. Nothing's gonna like.
I was expecting him to be like this ferocious beast. Like, I don't know, like the way that it was described, I'm like, he's going to be very primal and he's going to like all of a sudden be alpha. And I'm like, I am ready for it. So then he was just like, meh. And I go, come on, sir.
Well, considering how much she like specifically talked about certain body parts, I was like, really?
Yeah, I feel like I just don't like the trend. I feel like the reason why I didn't like the book was first, I don't like silly rom-coms. Like this felt really silly. Like even though these characters like are in their 30s,
they acted like teenagers.
They act like teenagers. It's very silly. It's not like funny silly, like Meghan Quinn, where it's more funny.
Yeah.
With like a little bit playful, but this Red is really silly.
Yeah.
You had issues with the second one though. You wanted to really like it.
I did have issues with it, but like this one seems to be the worst. And how many times can we put the name of the damn book in the freaking actual book?
I was so tired of that. Like as soon as she's like, "You're not going to mansplain this to me," I was like, "Shut up! Eat your own words, ma'am. You're a writer. Come up with a different."
I was like, "We get it. Like it's the title of the book. His family refers to him as a mansplainer. The heroine does every other chapter, and then the whole third act breakup is because he's a mansplainer." I'm like, I can't right now.
Like he came to you like that, like no shit.
Like it was too tongue in cheek. Like, okay, we get it. The title, he's a mansplainer. The first couple
times I'm like, she's building up the character and why everybody doesn't like him. I get it, but like at the end of it, I'm over it. I want to punch both of them. They're like,
he's not a bad
in their 30s and 40s, and they're acting like 10-year-olds. Stop.
But he's not a bad character though.
He's
like, if he's in a good place, it would be different.
His heart was in the right place.
That's like when the heroine got so mad, like, "How dare you submit my book?" I was like, I was like, you would have never done anything with it. I get
He
why
got you $1 million. Shut up.
Yeah, I know.
I
And then
the money. And she's like, because you mansplained. I'm like, oh my goodness.
He didn't even. He was just like, hey, I have someone that I think you could have an editor. You can pick whoever you want. Like, I'm happy to help you research. He didn't even mansplain that. He just gave the book to someone so that it would go
and he even said, like, if you don't want to go with Meghan because he's my brother, I get it. He won't be offended.
Go with someone else.
Yeah. We'll point you in the right direction or whatever.
Yeah, my rating on this, I feel like I gave it 3 stars. I feel like I was way too generous. I was basically rating it based off the very beginning because it was not. I liked the beginning. It was nice. It was like, ooh, this is setting up to be really wonderful. I liked the end because we finally got conclusion. I thought that was great that we figured out what her present was. I was really nervous that they were going to open the present and the book was going to end, and I was literally like, if it does that, I'm giving it a 1 star. Like, you couldn't even at that point get me to give it anything more.
The ending saved it a little bit. The ending saved it a little bit.
Yeah,
but I'm still so
But not enough.
With how much it was too repetitive. I was just like, it was a 6-hour audiobook. It was less than.
It did not need to be 6 hours.
But it was
could have been novella.
The same thing 45 different times. I'm like, I can handle it, maybe sprinkle throughout, but do not give me the same scenario. And it drove me nuts, the fact that she was a writer, and then like, okay, and maybe
that's how she thought.
Yeah, because of Bromance Book Club. Like, it did it so well in Bromance Book Club where it kind of hinted at it and it gave it to you. No, she's like flat out saying things in this book, and I'm just like, you're not doing it well. I need you to stop.
I did honestly like the one thing I gave to her is I liked that she was actually older. It wasn't a crazy age difference, but that I like that she was older, but then she wrote her like so young mentally that I'm just like, she's supposed to be 42. And he's my age, so like, what's the issue here?
I feel like they tried to like Avery, the author, tried to like explain her actions like based on her. I forgot her childhood or what happened. I know something happened.
She wasn't allowed to do anything because she was a woman. And just in general, I got so sick of hearing like women belong in the kitchen and pregnant. If I heard that one more, I understood why it was in there. But if I heard that one more damn time, I was gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, I was frustrated.
I just hate that in general. And that uncle was an asshole. Sorry, that uncle just needed to be like
uncle in the marriage. Okay, that's what it was. I forgot.
Susan. Yeah, sharing duties. She was just. She used her past way too much to like literally find fault him. So I did like that her friend finally was just like, well, are you mad at him because he did it, or were you looking for it in order to like hold it against him?
Were you looking for a reason to get pissed?
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But I wish like they didn't do the breakup and just like talk
the breakup wasn't needed.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be like something that you need to break up with him over that.
There's a lot of third act breakups that are not necessary. I'm like, I don't.
All of them are unnecessary.
I understand like the conflict, but like, talk it out. Talk it out.
Rom-coms do this to like the nth degree. They always like what they set up in the beginning. Like if it's like their boss employee or like it's slightly forbidden or like the hero is like very like I read a book right now like Reluctantly Yours by Aaron Hawkins. And that's like I think that's a arranged like fake dating type show book for the hero to get a deal with a businessman. And that becomes like the chief like reason why they break up. It has to do with something with that deal going through. So I hate when rom-coms do this way more. And I think in contemporary you start to see it less now.
I just don't like when they're that short. If you have them that far into the book, if it's a short book. This book was 303 pages. Yeah. Why was it in the last 15 pages of the damn book?
Unnecessary.
It was stupid.
It has to feel authentic, because if it doesn't feel authentic, then it just frustrates the hell out of me. Because you can see it coming from a mile away. It's in all romance. So it's just like after a certain point in the book, you're like, okay, things are going well. When is the shoe gonna drop and they break up and they have to find each other again? Like, ugh.
I think I said that to you in one of the Bromance Book Club books. Like, they're getting their happy ending like halfway through the book. Something's gonna happen that's gonna make them implode.
That's the one thing I wish we saw more romances. Seeing a couple, like once they're established, because I feel like now like spicy gets interchanged with like mostly build up, and like he's a dirty talking hero, or
there wasn't
like,
even any dirty talk in the damn book.
Like,
I was like, this is vanilla as hell.
It's all tease, and like that's what gets labeled as spicy and steamy, and then when you actually get to it, you're like, you had me sit through 200 pages of them teasing each other, and this is it?
That's why I don't go off of spicy ratings, because everybody's spicy is different.
It's different.
Like, someone says it's 4 chili peppers, and I'm like, yeah, this is vanilla.
What?
I always get duped. You just tell me a book is spicy, I'll go, okay, let me buy it.
Yeah.
That's the quickest way to get me to buy a book. Just tell me that it's spicy. You can lie to me.
But I trust your recommendations because I feel like you know my reading taste more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, am I just getting like older and jaded that I'm just like, this is vanilla as hell? Like,
it was
doing all this build up and the sex scene was G-rated. I was like, what the freak was this shit?
She is a freaking paranormal author with like she's talking about she got all the crazy stuff in there. All right, she should have been a monster in bed. All right, I'm gonna say it. She should have been. And Shannon, 100% least favorite in this series.
Yeah, and it hurts me because I like Avery Flynn's writing.
And I also feel like because I went to Comic-Con and I sat through a bunch of author panels, I got a lot of book recommendations, and I was like, I would literally rather want to read all of that versus this.
Right.
So, but yeah. Hey, question for you guys while we're here. Any of you ever read Kushiel's Dart?
No, but I want to.
I want to read that too.
Nicole said she DNF'd it, so I'm really nervous about it. But also, it sounded really interesting, and everyone liked it, and it was a lot of like the romance fantasy.
I know that a lot of people DNF it.
Fantasy? Because like the
I know a lot of people DNF
like
it because the
pleasure slave or something.
Yeah, like the sex is used as like transactional.
She gets
and they start really, really young, so I know a lot of people DNF it for that reason.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things Nicole said, that they were sexualizing with the 10-year-old.
Completely valid, but I'm still curious.
I don't think I like it, but the 10-year-old portion of it, but I'm like, I hope she gets older and then does it. But then Nicole's like, it feels like it's grooming, and I go, dang. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about this, but it's also I get it from the library.
The one thing is it's getting traditional, like, I don't know, republished or traditionally published, so I don't know if they're gonna take some of that out because they're putting it. It's only ever been, I think, in mass market or hardcover, so they're putting it in those big floppy trade big.
Floppy trade paperback.
So I don't know if that means it's actually getting edited or they're just republishing it.
I think it's like 900 pages, almost 1,000. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna do the audiobook because that was 30 hours.
The audiobook is good.
Do that.
Everyone who has
the audiobook and the audiobook narration
is really good.
So maybe just get past the first 10% when Nicole DNF'd it. I agree, Liz. I don't regret that I read it, but also I think there was a lot of stuff going on for me where I
was just annoyed. I was like, I know I have to finish this, but I don't want to.
It's okay.
And it's not that long. I'm like, what the hell?
I just put on 3.5 and just like let's just.
I had it on 2, which is as high as I've ever gone, and I was like, yeah,
no.
Oh goodness.
I have to like protect myself because if I feel myself like getting slumpy, like I'm not enjoying a book because I hate DNFing, I have to finish it as quickly as possible.
You don't DNF ever?
No.
Oh, see,
there's one book
genuinely that surprises me.
DNF, but it became one of my favorite books of all time because the ending was that good. It was like Orange by Tommy something.
Do not say Priory of the Orange Tree.
No, it's
Sorry, my own personal opinion.
Oh, by Tommy Orange.
Tommy Orange, yeah.
There by Tommy Orange.
Yes.
So good, but I understand why you wanted to DNF it. I get it, but it's so good.
Because it doesn't actually come together until like the last 80%. Like you're following all these different POVs. And then
but it's only 350 pages, so it's not that long.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, we were talking about fantasy, so I was thinking like 1,000 pages. I was like, I can't go 800. I'm thinking Outlander at this point.
No.
Tons of recommendations. One, actually, I think that we should read for book club because I think I know you said that you're okay with romance, but you wanted to try some different ones. But there's a book called The Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu.
I really want to read it.
Like, I don't know if it's an homage, he said, to like Kung Fu. But basically the premise of it was what happens if the prophecy, like if you're the prophesized one, if the prophecy gets like fulfilled or canceled, like very early on, like you were groomed for all of this and now your prophecy is dead. And so I was just like, it sounded really interesting. Here, let me show you a picture of the cover. I don't have
What's the title again?
The Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu.
Oh, I seen that book.
That cover's pretty.
And I've heard good
things. All I know
is
that I'm going to be in my Heartstopper era for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So,
well, this will have
when does the second season drop?
The 3rd, August 3rd.
Okay, I thought it was later than that.
No, I'm all up in the social medias. I read all the volumes.
It's the pain stuff, pain stuff, and the fact that it's young. Sorry, I kind of wanted to answer some questions before I got to it. I was like, dang it, I'm missing stuff. Triggers, I do need to check triggers just in case, because I don't know usually when they start young.
Maybe in the re-released version there will be triggers, but this originally came out in 97.
Yeah,
so.
It was a little ways ago. I try not to DNF, but after 30%, like if I have zero interest in anybody and I couldn't tell you the character's name, I kind of have to. I actually don't think I've DNF'd anything this year.
There's many books that I should have DNF'd that put me in slumps and stuff.
I get the DNF argument, but then I feel like an idiot because I bought the book. Like if I'm never going to actually read it, so now I just spent like $15 or whatever on the audiobook, and I'm never going to go back and read it. So I'm like, it's like you know what I mean. Like I feel like I bought it, so like I should at least just push through it. But I guess that's not good.
I pushed through The Witching Hour. I will never push through again. That book was awful.
Did we read that one together?
Was that season 2 teaser trailer for Interview with the Vampire?
Yes! I'm so excited. I was gonna message you, and I'm like, it's late as hell, and he's in the same time zone, so I can't message him.
Okay, but one more side note before we get back to the book. Jen, I watched the season finale of Ted Lasso, and I'm angry at you.
What? Why? It was so wonderful. Also, I finished Jane the Virgin, and I'm also just like devastated inside, but also super happy because things happened.
I think like after 10 minutes in, I like cried straight every single interaction
because it's beautiful.
Like, why is this like when they did this song for Ted Lasso?
Yeah,
and then like with Nate and Ted having their little heart to heart, and then
that's what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to do like
and Ted
redemption arc, and I was just like, just wait, because when they're together, it's so beautiful.
I was like, this show is so stinking beautiful. And then Roy and Jamie.
I still have to watch it. It's on my watch list. I
gotta watch it all.
They're like, they have the best romance.
Watch them all.
They're like fighting over the same girl, and then like they're like, how about this? We give you the choice to choose either one of us.
Yeah.
She was like, how chivalrous of you. You're like giving me the choice between you or you.
Oh, goodness. Oh, yes. Yes.
I need more seasons of that show. That can't be it.
I'm wondering if, from what I hear, if it's going to be like, they're going to do like a movie or something, because they're not going to continue the series.
They may do a
multiple spinoffs. So I think.
Oh, are they?
Spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't watched Ted Lasso. When I put my hands down, you can come back. But okay, now I feel like stupid, but I'm going to continue to do this. So for that one, like there's a female like because she dropped the thing down that says like women's soccer. Like they could do a spinoff on that following Keeley.
Nice.
Also because the 3 Roy, Beard, and Nate, they could also continue, but I don't know if that would be as interesting. But like if you do the women's one, you could do the other one as well. Hands are down. No more talking.
No more spoilers, I promise. But that interview, you have to watch Interview with the Vampire, Jen.
It's really good. Trust me.
What's it on?
AMC?
Plus.
AMC.
No, you can watch it on AMC if you have regular cable.
If you want to, there's a ton of reactions that people made to the show that can give you the gist to see if you want to go on AMC and watch. It's only 7 episodes.
Yeah, it's so good though. I watched it.
Season 2.
Oh, I can't wait.
The picture at the end, like
I'm gonna blow your boxer up when it drops. I'm gonna blow it up because I'm gonna be like, you're the only person that I've watched it with, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I know what
Two
comes
beautiful
Claudia,
men.
though. I know what happens to Claudia, so like I'm like a little bit sad.
I was very surprised when I saw part of it. I was like, the girl that they chose to replace her with. I was like, it took me a second. I was like, okay.
Yeah, because the original girl, she's in that Avatar movie.
Is that why? Okay.
She's a love interest for the middle Sully son.
Oh, boo. Because she was fantastic as Claudia.
Yeah, so I think they said she had to pull out because of scheduling issues, so she couldn't do season 2. But I think I hope they don't go down. They don't follow the book exactly with her character.
That's what I'm nervous about.
I feel like they will, but then I was like, how are they going to do the rest of the books? Because Louis is not the main character for the rest of the books. It's Lestat.
How is
right? Technically,
well, Louis pops in a couple of them, but he is not the main character anymore.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be interested if Lestat becomes the main character going forward.
I mean, I would just listen to it on mute because that man is beautiful. Like, I don't get. He is beautiful. Like,
okay, but back to the book.
That beautiful blonde hair.
We don't have to because there are other things that we can discuss. The best thing about this book were the dogs and the cats. Sir Hiss, Mary Poppins, and Sir Groucho or whatever his face was.
Groucho Morris.
Groucho Morris, yeah. They were all super cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like, I liked everybody else, like the side characters. I'm curious if she's gonna do this with like the cousins, because it left it open towards the end. She's like, oh yeah, well, she's gonna do it for you guys too, because you guys are the cousins. And I just genuinely think it's weird to name your kids after where you conceived them. I'm just gonna say that. That's weird. I'm sorry if I offend anybody by saying it. It's really weird. But Macon, it's probably Macon, Georgia. My mom lived in Macon, Georgia. It's like the surface of the sun in Macon, Georgia. Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Not inside with the AC on.
It's like perfect for like a romantic comedy. Like that's a funny thing. I could see Macon.
I just don't think that they would continue it. I think that I was concerned as well when they said that, and then when they opened it up, it was the spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't read the ending. It was spoiler. Yeah, it was the sweaters for the grandkids, but he had already adopted all 3 of them, which I thought was cute. So I was like, they kind of wrapped it up and left it where you can't. Honestly, if you continued it because of this book, I probably wouldn't continue the series. I'm fine with the first 3, but I don't want it to continue. I'd still read something else by this author.
I definitely want to. I have her other hockey series that I want to try.
I feel like rom-coms, they could be hit or miss. Like, I think, I don't want to spoil it, but like the one Meghan Quinn series, the 3rd book in that series, I hated it.
I know, I saw that today that you rated it 2 stars, and I was like, oh
no! I hated it. It's like when rom-coms work for me, they really work, but when they're too silly and the characters are acting way younger than what they should be, that's what annoys me. And that's exactly what happened in this book. I was like,
the one thing I have to say that I liked about it though was like at the ending I was like, oh no, they're gonna compete about who's gonna get pregnant when she's older. And I'm just like, oh no, please don't do that. And then they run over and put it on the dogs. I'm like, thank you for not.
Like, pet parents are parents too, all right?
Yeah. And that's like, I'm tired. Like, I had that conversation with another friend of mine. Like, that's the one trope in a lot of romances that I don't like. When, like, fertility is an issue or they know they can't have kids and then they magically get pregnant in the prologue or the epilogue or whatever. And I'm just like,
no,
it's okay to not want, like, it's okay to want kids. It's okay not to want kids. Just stop.
Yeah, I feel like romance authors like to do that because, like, I think readers will demand it. Like, if they don't give them a wedding and like show if they had kids, people will be like, "Are you gonna write another book for this couple?" But then, like, if you
I like the epilogues where it's like them 10 years later.
Yeah.
And they're just like happy living their lives. I'm fine with those.
But here's my thing with romance. I'm really getting over these multiple prologues and multiple epilogues. I read a book that had
Same.
6
Are you talking about Partners in Rhyme? Because if you are, go bite your tongue. It was perfect for
No, I liked it in that one. I liked it in there because she wrote this character separate enough to like you knew who she was talking about in the separate epilogue.
Different perspective. It wasn't. But yeah, 6 is a little excessive, and honestly, at that point, it's just like have one chapter for each of them.
Like literally, I think it was like 6 years that it covered. It's it's like past interference or something. It's like book. And the author's note literally said, like, we're doing something different. We included 6 prologues. I was like,
prologues?
That defeats the purpose of a prologue.
It defeats the purpose of the first couple chapters where you get to know each character.
It's like 5 years later, 1 year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, 1 year later, present.
Present. If you need that much backstory, you're doing something wrong. Okay,
don't even get started about like the multiple epilogues. Like unless there's multiple POVs.
See, that's why I liked the Partners in Rhyme one because it was separate POVs. It wasn't all coming from the same.
That makes sense.
And it jumps different time frames too. So
different
you got
years.
to see a little bit from everyone. Although that last one fucking had my heartstrings because I was just like, oh my god, someone died. No, it was just someone else like 20 years down the line, and I go, that was not cool. Okay, I was traumatized.
I really like the epilogue from the stepson. Denver. Oh my god, I remember the character like 2 years after I read a book.
Honestly, I was struggling to figure it out, but I've also been awake for 13 hours, so you can't expect much from me at this point.
I'm surprised I remember this book. I read it like over a month ago.
Ugh. I think
I remember most stuff when I don't like something, like when I'm angry about
I don't know. I have to make it conscious to go back in and like rate the books I read on Goodreads. Because if I don't, then I'm like, did I like that? I don't remember.
That's why I've actually started, and I'm trying to be better about it. Unfortunately, I missed one of them, and now I'm like, oh, shoot, how did I feel when I finished that book? Trying to just write a few sentences, and not even for, like, anyone else. Like, someone's going to come read my review and be like, that was dumb. Well, I'm going to remember something about it. So it's more for me just to write something, and then, like, what were the things that I majorly liked about it? What were some of the things that I didn't like about it? Because I think someone, and I've said this before, I think this was on a live a long time ago, one of our Saturday night ones or late night specials.
The late night specials.
One of the girls was just like, even if I rate something 1 star, I still write a review with why I didn't like it, because the reason why I don't like it could be the exact reason why someone else wants to pick it up. So it's just like everyone's reading tastes are different. So I try to justify my rating. And then also it helps me when I come up with the Bookish Academy Awards when I'm trying to figure out what the hell I liked about a book from like 7 months ago, because I couldn't remember what I read last week, let alone what I read a year ago. Words.
I wish I could just have you write my reviews for the books I read. Because by the time I sit down at the end of the month and I go like, most of the time I don't remember anything about them.
Well, so and that's why
I just stopped writing reviews. I just go like, my star rating, it says enough.
I mean, it says a lot, the star rating too, but I have to physically go in there and do it. So I want to try and do it within a week, which I didn't do with the Anthropocene Reviewed. Spoiler alert.
That's not great things about that one.
Not great or great?
Not great.
I loved it. I mean, you have to like John Green. If you like John Green, it's going to be an amazing read for you.
The biggest thing I've heard is they weren't expecting it to be the format that it was, because it was more like essays and stuff.
It literally
you're talking about that collection, the Anthropocene something?
The Anthropocene Reviewed.
I want to read that.
It's good. It is. It's a collection. It literally is
curious.
A collection of essays. But it's so fun. Like, if you look at each of the pages, unfortunately my copy is a little further away from me right now, but like even on the title page, she's like, this is what the title page and the purpose is what it's for. Like, this is what I do and don't like about this. I give the title page so many stars. So he kind of makes fun of it before he even gets into it. I was surprised that the essays weren't longer, but I actually liked it because I was trying to read a small amount every day, and I could read one essay a day and be like, well, done. I didn't have to read it all in one sitting. It was easy to stop and start. I love John Green to begin with. His crazy little brain just matches what my crazy little brain does. So I say go for it.
I like him as a person. Like I watched his like he's great. I just like think I read his books like for me personally like a little bit late. Like if I found them when I was 16, they would have been perfect. Like 16-year-old me would have loved it.
Stars when that first came out? How dare you?
No.
The Fault in Our Stars was the first.
I watched the movie and bawled my eyes out like a baby in the movie theater.
It has such a good twist.
With my dad's pregnant wife at the time. We were both bawling. Oh, that's all I remember.
I never cried during a book before. I was just like, I'm dead inside. I don't feel emotions. That is who I am. And I don't cry a lot because anytime I get sad, I try to make people laugh or try to make myself laugh or be happy. Because emotion is the thing. Anyways, so I got to about 60 pages from the end and literally a waterfall of tears for the rest of the book. So it was wonderful. I did better than Nicole, who when we watched the movie started crying in the trailer, and I was just like, the movie hasn't even started yet. Okay, let's calm down.
Get it together, Nicole.
People were ridiculous.
I feel like I cry more in movies because it's more of a visual thing.
Oh, yeah. I cry in movies when other characters are emotional. That will get me because something about watching someone else, especially if it's a guy, I don't know what it is. When guys cry, I'm just like, oh, my God. If he's traumatized, I should feel something. But, yeah. That's smart, Shannon, to do it on your own spreadsheet.
I keep notes on my phone.
I feel like I should do that. I feel like all of us should just abandon Goodreads and just do our own
Goodreads sucks.
Because Goodreads literally sucks. Like Alicia said, to keep track of everything.
I actually do. I took a long time to do it, but I created an Excel sheet of my physical books and my ebooks and my audiobooks.
I have to do that.
That was a dooz. But once I read them, I delete them because I don't want to keep. It's more to see what I have that I haven't read, versus something else. And I created a new spreadsheet. I'm all about the spreadsheets these days. First of all, Liz, that's so many books. I'm jealous. I've finished one book in 2 weeks, so here we are. But
hey, as long as you enjoy your 2 books.
I mean, this was the one book, so. I have too many going right now and it's too much. Plus, again, with Comic-Con, I got the latest Pierce Brown book before anybody else.
I want to read that series.
I'm so jealous.
If you want to read it, Charles, I say that would be a fantastic one. That would be Liz, tell me if you like Red Rising. Look up a synopsis.
I want to reread it because it's been a long time since I've read it.
I know. That's the thing is I haven't read the second half of the trilogy. I only read the first 3 and I really
that starts with Dark Age.
Yes. No,
I just heard the newest book has the worst character death that he's ever written or something. I was like,
well, he apparently wrote the whole thing last year and then paused it because he said it was too dark.
Yeah,
and rewrote it.
I think he got really depressed writing it too, and I do remember.
Yeah, and then he threw half of the book out and rewrote it.
So
I was like, damn.
Okay. And so I actually, sorry, back to my original thing before Red Rising. Liz, look up Red Rising. Just Google it. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. It's a saga right now. There's 6 of them. The 6th one just came out.
But I don't even have mine yet because I ordered it from the UK because I wanted paperbacks because all my other ones are paperbacks.
Smart. But I created a new Excel sheet that makes me really sad of all the books that I have that are a series that I started that I want to continue with. And looking at some of the numbers, there's 2 of 12, 2 of 12, 2 of 20. And I'm just like, do I really want to keep going with this? But I want to give them a chance. So I'm trying, maybe next year will be the year that I push through on a few of the series because what we did here for book club made me feel really good about finishing. So with today's book, we finished a series, guys.
Woo!
High five. We did it.
I mean, you guys finished the series. I still have 3 more books. Because I just read the 4th book, but I'm doing the same thing, Jen. I'm like only reading like my series that I have ongoing.
Yeah.
And then just any review copies I get. That's like my like splurge, because then I can go, oh, I can listen to this new, because I got the new Meghan Quinn book. Hopefully I get it.
The way I hate him.
Yeah, I signed up for an audio.
I mean, it comes out August 1st,
so hopefully I get it.
Okay. Wait, Jen, was Pierce Brown there?
He
like physically?
Was he physically there? Did I get him to autograph my book and take a photo?
That man is pretty. I'm sorry. He is a beautiful man.
Everyone's radar. He's like the hot author.
Why isn't I picked up Red Rising to begin with? I was there and I was like, what is this stunning photo with this guy with piercing blue eyes? And they're like, oh, that's beautiful. And I was just like, what? And they go, yeah, we're giving away the first book for free and you can have him sign it. And I was just like, okay, here's a funny story, things that will haunt me until my dying breath. So we get to Comic-Con, right? I'm in line. He's going to get ready to sign my book. He turns around to sign it. He's like, do you have any questions for me? And I didn't want to admit that I hadn't read the second half of the trilogy because I didn't want to like get started on it and then have it end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Looking up Goodreads now, there's 7 books. So I was like on the spot for a question. I was just like, okay, I feel like Elf impersonated me. And I was like, Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? And I asked him, I was like, what's your favorite color? And he goes, green. And I was like, that's cool. Not red then, because Red Rising. And then he's just like, no, red's a little bloody, don't you think? And I was like, I'm literally gonna die because I was like, he probably forgot about it. I'm like still sitting awake at night, ready to fall asleep, and like, why is it not red? And I was just like, why, Jen? Why do you have to say stupid stuff sometimes? God.
I'm sorry to my boyfriend if he watches this after the fact, but the man is beautiful.
Oh, he is. No, I
feel like if I spoke to him in person, I would just be like, I
had met him before. Oh my God, I should show you the first time I met him. He like laid his head on my shoulder.
I'm so jealous.
With me, I was like, okay, well, I just died a little bit.
Now we know nothing's up if Alicia appears in the picture of Pierce Brown and they're kissing. So we all know that this was already foretold.
My boyfriend would get so mad at me.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the photo because nobody. Most of you are probably like, who the hell are you talking about?
You could just pull the romance trope and say, oh, let's make a menage.
Oh, hold on.
I've never.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't say no.
Wait, I missed something. Say it again. Say it again. Jen's ordering food.
I said just pull the tried and true romance trope. Just make it a threesome. Just go the YG route.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get it to like focus.
Ooh, I like that picture.
Yeah, that was after I.
I'm very jealous of you right now.
Watch Alicia like ask you for that picture and Photoshop you out of it. And Photoshop her in.
I can't use Photoshop like that. I'm not that good.
But yeah, he's stunning, and he's so nice too. So it's just like, But yeah, I will happily, like, if you guys look it up and you want to read Red Rising, I would love to reread the trilogy, the original one. So Red Rising, Morning Star, and
Red Rising, Golden Sun, Morning Star,
Morning Star's the third one.
Dark
and then
Age,
Iron Gold, Dark
and then
Age,
Lightbringer.
And
then the 7th one's going to come out, I believe, 2024.
So what we do is we just read it towards the end of next year, or we read one book every 2 months, and then by the time the 7th one comes out, we will be ready, guys. How does everyone like this?
I just want to get paperbacks because I don't like having hardcovers of books that are like 500 and something pages because they're heavy as hell to hold.
See, this is why you go the ebook route. I never have to worry about any of this stuff.
Yeah. I might because I want to read it so bad, but I'm not going to pay $13 for an ebook that I don't technically own.
The key, what I heard like someone do on Twitter is like they save it to like their like a price list where they watch it to see if it drops in price, and then they go buy it because $13.
Because the price of I'm sorry, I know everything's going up, but the friggin' price of ebooks, it's a file. Why is it $15? Why is sometimes it cheaper to buy the hardcover than a freaking ebook sometimes?
I was like, at least with a movie, you watch the movie, it entertains you. With a book, you buy it, you still have to do something. You have to actually read and look at the pages with your eyes. It doesn't just go like, okay.
Like if I was gonna spend $14 on a book, I want to physically hold the thing.
Honestly, I wish I would have bought this as a ebook because it was pretty much
on audio.
And I was just like, how beautiful is this? And I didn't look at the page count and I didn't look about anything. I was just like, it looks like a nice little book. I thought it would be a third of this, guys.
It's a chunk.
It's on audio too. It just came out.
So I'm going to have to look up the audio version. All right. So Liz doesn't seem like she wants to read Red Rising.
You can do it on my channel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Liz is going to follow us all over, and that's okay.
Yeah, Liz is with us forever. Liz, and we love Liz for that.
I think I got fed up with like collecting physical books is when I think it was the Ember and the Ashes series by Saba Tahir.
Oh, I know
the first one.
First cover, and then I think the second one, and then the third one. Her publisher decided to change the covers for the paperback version. I was like, you know what? Bleep this. I'm done. I'm not going back and buying all paperback versions of the first.
That's what irritates me. Like, if you're gonna change the cover in the second book in a hardcover, re-release the first one so we have a matching set.
Yes,
but they don't do that.
The biggest thing that irritates me about the Red Rising saga is even though they're all paperbacks, they're different sizes, and it drives me up a ding.
Are we talking about Kate Bateman's Ruthless Rival series? Great transition, Alicia. Thank you so much for that. Because yes, and Liz, yeah, you know what? You could probably tell us like, oh, this is this part of. Maybe we should do it. I won't make you do it, but also it's gonna be glorious.
Isn't it a different size in the rest of the series?
Which one?
The Desert Island Duke.
Oh yeah, Desert Island Duke is like a kind of mini paperback novella. The third book is just
it's 120 pages.
The first two are the new paperbacks that are like slightly larger. There are 3 different sizes in this one series. Now, I will give her
the same thing with Red Rising. It pisses me off. Like my Dark Age is like a thicker, shorter English paperback.
Got it. Yeah, that's why you almost have to do hardcover sometimes because I feel like they can't F that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like a standard size.
But it just drives me crazy because I physically don't like holding a book that's not paperback over 5. Like this is heavy. This is thick.
That one is a thick boy.
Hardcovers are they're heavier.
Yeah, and I have issues with like my wrists and stuff, so I'm just like.
You don't want to mess up the dust jacket and get that all messed up.
My friend, I'm like. My friend and I had this conversation, and she's like, "You take the dust jacket off when you're reading a book?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I do. Who doesn't?
I'm like, "You don't? Explain it to me, please."
And Shannon, I'm not a book collector either. I'm a book savior. My books know that when I save them from an unloved bookstore,
you save them from a.
I had to come up with that the other day because I was just like, I have so many books. And then when I went to Comic-Con, I got so many more. I was just like, hopefully I wasn't screwed over. Again, here's the problem. Authors give you like a good description of their books and you're just like, oh, this sounds so good. And then you have other people in the audience who are hyped about it. And I'm like, I'm going to get this. So hopefully I'll let you know. I bought the Lure Olympus series by Rachel Smythe. Looks fantastic.
I love that series.
But you know what, Charles? If you like it, I now no longer have regrets about buying it. And yes, I did say it wrong on purpose. I'm not drunk.
Oh, you guys should read Killing Stalking. I forgot the author's name. I don't think Jen. I think it may be too much for you. I think Alicia could vibe with it.
Killing Stalking.
Yeah, it's like a manga.
Oh,
It's about a stalker who finally gets to meet his crush. Like he goes and visits his house when he's not there, and then when he's there, turns out his crush is like a serial killer.
Oh.
And he kidnaps the stalker, and then they have their twisted relationship.
That sounds like wildly wonderful, but also like horrifying at the same time. I'm not sure if I can handle it. Alicia, I need you to read it and you need to tell me. Also, Liz is asking what's up with the Drowned Kingdom. Are we still doing that on the 18th at 5 p.m.?
Yeah, I just spoke with him today just to double check because it's been a while since we spoke, and he still has it on his schedule as the 18th, on Friday the 18th at 8 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. PST.
Charles, are you going to be there?
It's a great audiobook.
I got the audiobook and the physical book.
I'll read it.
But yeah, let me know. And then Alicia, I need your information on Canva and how you would like that to go down.
He also emailed me a picture today, so we can put it in the thingy majigger. But yes, it's happening. I'm excited. And,
how long is audio?
Audio's like
I don't know, 18 hours, 15 hours.
Okay, so now I have
come on.
Oh wait, hold on.
I have 5 audiobooks that I need to do for reviews.
I mean, if
I switch one with the Drowns to it, then I can finish that one in 2 days, maybe 3.
It's 3
I'm looking on Audible right now. Hold on.
Okay.
And I'll be there. I will be tired because, like today, I work at 5:30.
I'm sorry, La.
Loving the fact that I get off at 2 p.m. Like, I don't know. I wake up with a lot of energy. So this has been kind of phenomenal for me. But yes, Alicia, send me who we need to do there and I'll make the Canva. I made all the Canvas. I started recently realizing that I should do the theme of the book. So if you notice a theme between the images, it's basically based off the synopsis that I actually tried to read and give ideas. So. It's
16 hours on audio, but that's without speeding it up.
That's not terrible. That's doable.
Well, the physical book is... And he has like dramatis personae in here, so I don't count that.
My brain is...
Yeah, I'll just read. I'll finish the audiobook I have now, and then I'll start that. And then I'll read the thing,
without the extra stuff on the back.
What I normally have to read.
But it's happening, and a little teaser, I have author interviews scheduled out till the end of the year.
Yes, that's awesome. I can't wait to hear all about it.
I know the one you're going to skip with me because it's a horror author.
Oh, yeah, no. Count me out.
You're going to skip that one.
Just tell me, as long as you're not like, I wanted to have it.
Oh, is this the author I'm thinking of?
Who?
The one you like.
Oh no, I would be screaming that from the rooftops if that happened. Trust me. No, it's another horror author that I like. He's an independent author.
Oh.
Actually, I might have the book physically here. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because he just sent it to me.
Liz, I wish I had I need to do better about reading a little bit. I'm trying. I'm still going strong on my Kindle. Haha.
Robert P. Audubon.
Oh, you did show me that.
You know what? I think you should get an iPad mini. I tried the Kindle, but I like being able to like listen to my audiobook like with the whole Audible app and then read on the Kindle.
That's a great idea.
Then use iPad. The only thing about the Kindle is it's super slow. Like when you're like going around like tapping things and then you always have ads on your screens. I'm like, I can't with you. I can't.
No, I will have peaked if I ever get a chance to interview Stephen Graham Jones. I would die.
Yeah.
Why don't you just ask him?
I'm scared because like he's so sweet, but he intimidates me at the same time. Because I would be like,
he would do it.
I'm like a weirdo, and I've read everything you've written, and I feel like a weirdo.
I must tell you all. So we read Legends and Lattes, right? I told Alicia. So when I was at Comic-Con, I went to a panel with a friend. Didn't really need to go there for me personally. But while I was there, I was like, that guy up there looks real familiar. And then the guy introduced him. He's just like, this is Travis Baldry, the author of Legends and Lattes. And I was like, I read that book. I know that guy. I don't know him, but you know.
He seems lovely. Like
he was so
nice
sweet.
Guy.
He seems like an adorable, like he seems like a person to get coffee with, kind of. Like he just seems adorable.
I will try to come to next week's live stream. So I'm still working on unpacking. So story time with Jen real fast. Everyone's here. My air conditioning went out before I left for Comic-Con. And let me just tell you, we haven't had a single day in July under 110 degrees. By the time the AC was fixed 2 days later, it was a ripe 94 degrees inside the house. So as I was leaving for vacation, I had nothing was happening right. So I've slowly been trying to fix my life before I left for Comic-Con, as well as return everything since Comic-Con. It's a work in progress, but I should, knock on wood, fingers crossed, have everything next week. I'll try to put a little pile off to the side. I think I got about 8 books. But I'll try to compile a list for you guys. But yeah, that happened. And oh my God, even worse than that, couldn't get our cat into the carrier, so we had to leave the cats inside the house. I felt like the worst cat mom ever. We came over like every 3 hours and put like ice in front of a fan, which did keep them cool. They didn't care, but me like going air conditioning was just like, well, I'm gonna go to hell for leaving my cats in what.
That's my biggest fear with how hot it's been now. Like my air conditioner is constantly running, and this place isn't the newest place, so I'm just like, please don't break on me. Please don't break on me. Please don't break on me right now, because it's like sitting on the surface of the sun outside.
And I think it was just something with the circuit board. But we got this air conditioning unit 2 years ago, and they had fixed something very similar to this in March. So we haven't even gone 3 months, and it still did whatever it did. But in their defense, the heat this summer is like outrageous. I don't understand. 110 every day in July. Friends, we are almost 4 weeks into July. It's gross and disgusting. Lure Olympus, then maybe if everyone wants to read it, we can read it at the beginning of next year. Or we can initiate late nights on Saturday. And
yeah.
It's a quick read. It's one of those webtoons.
It's a manga.
It's not like dialogue heavy or anything like that.
No.
It's very quick read.
To give me a heart attack. Yeah, Liz doesn't do scary. Neither do I.
I know.
And I love it.
It's
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I will tell you, spoiler alert for the next book. So Desert Island Duke, you can even look at the, I'm so happy with how I created the StreamYard event. If you look at the thumbnail for it, like it's a desert, like an island getaway. They're very gorgeous. And then for like Kiss and Don't Tell, because it's hockey related. I didn't know anything.
I'm so excited it's hockey related.
Hockey theme. Charles, you said those 3 little words had something to do with pizza, so there's pizza themes behind that one. And then honestly, The Right Man, Right Time, I read something about a bar, so there's like a bar theme going through that. But friends, let me just
I don't think it's the bar that you're thinking.
Oh no. Oh, are you talking about Jacob's Ladder? Because
yep.
Aside from that, so I'm looking forward to creating October, because October we have Fourth Wing, which is dragons. Like that's
I'm so excited.
And then
I'm gonna read that now, because like I need to know, because the second book is coming out
November.
I've heard that you need to wait until closer to, so like November, October. I would say. I mean, we're reading in October, so read it with us.
That's like crazy that she was able to traditionally publish the follow-up that quickly. She must have already had book 2 written when book 1 was.
It wasn't planned to be that quickly. It just worked out that way with the interviews, answering Shannon.
Liz,
I'm still waiting on the November one, because Julie just moved into her new house, so I don't.
I'm
just waiting for Blood and Ash to finally be adapted on Amazon by Jennifer.
Is it being adapted?
Yes, it's going to be a TV show on Amazon has a lot. They have
I might like it more as a TV show.
You know that Dark Academia book that everyone was talking about?
Atlas 6?
That's going to be an Amazon show.
That author was there. She made the book actually sound interesting. I was so concerned because some people hated it and some people liked it. And
I tried to read it and it wasn't my thing.
It's very intellectual. It's more vibes than plot.
Got it. Victoria Aviar was there. I don't know. Has anyone here read The Red Queen or The Realm Breaker? Because I read
the Red
I read The Red Queen.
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
It's very generic.
Okay.
It's very of that time.
And Glass Sword is horrible. Like I couldn't get through that. I couldn't get through 5 chapters of that book.
That's what I heard.
Realm Breakers is like written like Tolkien. It's very description heavy.
And that's what I wanted to read, because every time she started talking about Realm Breaker, she was just like, because of my success with the Red Queen series, or whatever that series is called, her publisher was just like, we're going to follow you, whatever you want to do. So she got like a lot of liberties that most authors don't. And she's like, I want to write the book that 14-year-old me would want to read. And she was just like, it would be a woman in like the Lord of the Rings era. So I was just like, okay, I'm kind of more interested in that, because I've heard not lovely things about the end of the Red Queen series. You don't have a okay, sorry. I'm so far behind on all these comments. I'm just like, there's so much to talk about. None of it, which is the book that we were supposed to be discussing, but that's okay.
Well, we did discuss it the first half an hour. So.
Yeah.
I mean, we did. And I will have to go soon because dinner is going to be coming my way. So if you start seeing me rush, because food is coming and I'm hungry.
I'm glad I didn't say anything about the interview that's in October, because we just had to push it back a week because something came up for the author. So
that's understandable.
It's going to be like the last weekend of October.
Alicia, you're more secretive than me, and that's saying something.
I just want to be careful because it's like I have to work around other people's schedules, so it's just like, and that's partially why the Northanger Abbey thing hasn't happened yet. It's not that it's not going to happen. It's just everybody who wants to join me on the live show is in different time zones. So,
that's hard to do. Yeah.
So it's not been fun. No, like I'm not saying that like reading it's not fun. I'm just saying like trying to schedule it's just
it's a
nightmare. Yeah.
I want to pull my hair out. Nobody's fault, but it's also August and a lot of people are taking family vacations and stuff, so it's like I don't want to.
It's a little harder.
I need to make another YouTube video. It's been a long time.
No, everybody's getting on me because I didn't make it.
You got to do the live streams. They're so much easier. Then you don't even have to worry about editing.
That's the thing. I like to edit though.
Oh yeah.
You'd be surprised. Like some of the videos I started like I think like the last audiobook interview that I did, that video was like that started at like an hour and 30 minutes. And then after I edited it was around 40 minutes.
Oh.
I would be so worried that I would cut something out that someone would find interesting.
Yeah, that's what a live. You guys just get to hear me ramble and my thoughts in my brain just.
That's why I usually send it to them and say, "Hey, take a look and see if you like it."
I do that with questions. Like I send all the questions to the authors before I.
Yeah, because I don't want the video to drag. Because sometimes I fanboy, so I'm like, I need to cut that out.
I enjoy that though. Like even like you were there, Jen. Julie told me that like that month that we had both of those interviews, she got like a ton of sales.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she got like a jump in sales. I was like, and she's like, "Thank you," and I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna make me cry."
That's like one genre you guys I haven't fully gotten into, the cozy mystery.
We haven't read a lot of cozy mysteries. Maybe
I really would like to find one.
Only Murders in the Building and try to work myself into cozy mystery.
Only Murders in the Building is so good.
So good.
I saw Meryl Streep was going to be on season 3, so I was like, I got to watch it for Meryl.
I'll try and find a good cozy mystery for us. I think I read one. I picked up one recently that I feel like would be a good mix for everyone. The Temp here.
Then I need to go see Barbie.
Oh yeah.
I want to go see that movie.
I haven't seen it yet. It was 120. When I came in here, it was 117, and the news said at 11 p.m. tonight it will be 109. So
it is 80 degrees here right now, but it feels like it's 100 in here because my air.
Yeah, it's 90 where I'm at.
I'm just like, kill me now.
Humidity. Although I will say our monsoons are building, so humidity is real. And 2 days is an actual emergency. Honestly, the 12 hours that I tried to sleep here that night was ridiculous. But everyone's just like, oh, there's cats that are sitting outside in 117-degree temperature. Okay, that's cool, but my cats are used to like a nice 76 degrees. What happens when we fix the air conditioning? What's the first thing they do? Curl up next to the window.
I keep my house on 67.
57?
67.
Oh, that's cold.
That is chilly.
Because cold. Of the CP, I run really hot. So like when everybody else is comfortable, I'm like dying. And that's what everybody's like. They were like, it's a Morgan here. I'm like, I pay the bills. Don't touch the thermostat.
We do need to do
Don't touch the thermostat.
Liz, you have a great point. I had thought about pushing them until later in the year so that we could do hockey books during hockey season. Maybe we'll do that next year. Maybe.
I want to read some dark hockey romances. There's a couple that are just come out that I'm like, ooh, that looks good.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever read a dark hockey romance.
Have you heard? It's like The Brutal Obsession by S. Massery.
I heard of it. I haven't gotten a chance to check it out
making
yet.
Rounds. Like now everyone's like, oh, let's all do hockey. Now everyone's like, let's do dark hockey too.
But you know what irritates me? And I know it's just like a simple thing, but because I grew up in a hockey family, please look up the terminology when you're going to do a sports romance. It drives me insane. Like,
does it really matter?
A hat trick is, then don't freaking say the word in the book.
Yeah.
Like it's stupid, but like literally my dad played hockey, my grandfather played hockey, all my brothers play hockey. Like I grew up with it. I feel like stupid, but
I feel like sports romances in general are just a shortcut to make the hero like super buff.
Yeah.
That's all that
hockey
it means.
Butt. It's a thing. Hockey butt is a thing.
October
for a reason.
RM. Liz, what am I doing? Yeah, I mean, if we can come up with a standalone, maybe we can do like a Saturday late night type thing.
Look up Anton.
You could do the new Riley Sager.
Someone got to DM me these things. It is hot in the house now, and with the lights on, I'm just like, okay, try not to sweat too much. I'm like, I'm glistening here. It's not a nice little morning glow. It's the fact that I'm like on fire.
A morning dew.
So
I told you just had like a spray bottle of water and like a fan to like give you a nice.
I turned my fan on higher for this because I was just like, I'm gonna have an extra light on. It's all ridiculous. So before Jen passes out due to heat, let's go ahead and talk about next week's book, which is going to be, you're so ready, Charles. You guys, I'm not done yet. I haven't started my spiel. So next week, and it's literally next Wednesday, 1 week from today. Don't be surprised.
It's a short one.
It's 1 week from today. We are going to be reading Desert Island Duke by Kate Bateman. It is the 3.5 book in the Ruthless Rival series. It's a novella. It's quick, it's short. If you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. All right, that's enough. I would like to thank, I'm going to get through all of it so I don't forget. So I would like to thank my lovely co-hosts. I'd like to thank everyone in the chat, everyone who's watching later. Don't forget to like the video. The description box has been updated with literally every live stream that we're going to have through September. September is going to be super light because Jen's going on vacation. Also, Jen is also going to Iceland next year. So there is going to be a period where we're going to have a full stop on book club next summer. So
that'll be fun though.
Yeah, I'm excited.
My friends just had their honeymoon in Iceland and they said it was beautiful.
It's going to be on a cruise, so it's going to be even better.
That's what they did. They did a 12-day cruise. They loved it.
16 days. I'm gonna have my own cabin. I'm literally gonna just be the best there ever was. I mean, yeah, I have family there with me, but also like, I'm excited. And I already got a cat sitter, so life is good.
And I promise videos will come again soon. It's just July. The end of June and July have been
this summer has been, I don't know, like my reading
other stuff is like personal stuff has been happening. Nothing bad. It's just life has just been a lot.
I hear you guys. I hear you.
But I promise I haven't disappeared. I promise.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I feel bad that like I just go with social media when I don't do a 365 project, but at the same time
I need to do that because I think that's partially why it's just.
I need to be better about it. So, and I know that you guys all of a sudden see about 20 likes on your page because Jen's been off social media.
Yeah, I can always tell when Jen goes on her or comes back from her hiatus because everything I post for like a month has been liked.
Honestly, if I didn't think that family would be offended by me not getting on there and just like checking in, I would completely get rid of Instagram and Facebook. My life would be so much better without it. But I can't do that because of the book club. Although if I kept it just for the book club, that's an option. And then just ignored everyone else. I could make this big page.
Don't ignore me.
Or you would buy less books if you were on social media. If you weren't on social media,
I know.
So hard to keep up with everything. Well, this is perfect timing because I just heard my food come. So it has been a pleasure, everyone. I am looking forward to seeing you all next week. Charles, I have added you into literally everything. You're basically Who Picked This Book Club alumni now, so you can never leave us.
He's a staple.
Maybe send us some ideas of what you're reading so then we can throw that in there and you can kill multiple birds with multiple stones.
See, but the thing is, I'm so chaotic. You don't want to bark up that tree.
We can't plan things out with that.
Speaking of, I did find a new romance that I think you would like. It's a Harlequin, so it's really short. It's called A Rancher Worth Remembering by is it Anna? Yeah, it's Anna Grace.
Anna Grace. All right.
I just read it because I'm gonna film a podcast episode.
It's super exciting.
With Bree from the Categorically Romance podcast next week on it.
Nice.
And it's really, really, really good.
Yay. Yeah,
I'm reading the sequel right now, actually. Like, it's really good.
Send me the name of that, please and thank you. My DVR
I'll just send you a picture. And I'll forward you the email that PL sent me with his picture.
Oh, yeah. And then give me what you want on the Canva, and I'll literally just search.
I basically just want the front cover.
Okay. I'll have to read the synopsis, and then, is there battle going on in the background? Are they on a ship? I gotta have a theme now. I can't just do
I got you. We're good. I got you.
All right. It has been a pleasure. We will see you guys all in a week. I think that's everything. So I'm going to go ahead and end this now. You guys have a great night.
Bye, everyone.